No, I'm kidding.
Yes, guys! Welcome back to another episode and another intro of the Bootcast podcast. As always, I am here with my fellow co-hosts Colby and Matt. Matt, I want you to ask Colby how he's doing today.
Colby, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I think my sickness is behind me, so hopefully no sudden dying coughs or fuzzy brain. That was a weird podcast last time.
Last pod was weird for all of us.
Yeah, you do sound better, so that's good.
Thank you, my friend.
Now, Colby, reciprocate. Ask Matt how he's doing.
Matt, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, doing fantastic. Minus our 5-2 loss that we just had today, but other than that, doing great.
Good. All right, so let's get into today's episode. Still light on releases, so there's not a whole lot to talk about on that. But Matt, you had a fun jersey challenge that you wanted to do today. So why don't you explain to the people and start it off?
All right, so today, instead of doing one overall theme, we're going to pick themes for another host, and then they have to pick said jersey from the theme on the spot.
Perfect.
So, we'll have Justin go first. He has me. I have Colby. Colby has Justin.
All right, Matt. I want you to pick your favorite Inter Milan jersey.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. Okay. I want to say their home kit from, I think it's 2014.
The black with the blue stripes?
I mean, they're all black with blue stripes.
No. This is like the black, and it has like the suit pinstripes.
Oh, suit
that are
pinstripe with
blue.
the collar.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of a different one then.
I would say this is the one the ultras hate.
I like those old school
one
Inter Milan jerseys.
Oh, I
with,
like this jersey.
Adriano, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Those were dope, dude, back in the day.
All right. It is the 2016-2017 Inter Milan home kit. It's when they have the yellow sponsor. I just think the yellow pops so much more than just the white.
Okay, that's fair. I hated the yellow socks, but everything other than that, this is okay.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I like this yellow. This is dope. It's dope pick.
Yeah, this is not a bad one. Okay. Now, Matt, you got to pick one for Colby.
All right, Colby. Favorite MLS jersey?
Ooh, that's a good one, man. Dude, I think I might go New York Red Bulls. Not currently, but let's see, maybe 2014, 2015, is that the one? Let's see here.
With the giant bulls?
It's the two just smashing into each other. I've always loved that. I mean, that's the classic Red Bull kit.
Oh yeah,
but,
I this one.
love that, bro. I love that. The navy or the white. Probably the navy more though. With the Adidas and the yellow stripes.
Yeah.
That's just a dope. It's just a dope signature. The two bulls. It's just awesome, dude.
Did you? This is a total side note, but did you guys see the video that's circulating about the new Portland Timbers home jersey? Little detail.
No.
So I'll have to find the video and I'll send it to y'all. But it's their new home jersey. It's dark green, but it has these little lines that kind of go across it. And I guess that's supposed to on an actual tree signal how old the tree is, how many years it is. And Portland specifically has 27 or something because that's exactly how many years that they've been a club.
That's cool.
And I thought it was just a super cool little hidden detail.
Yeah, it's the rings on a tree.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's really
awesome.
Cool. This jersey's also really cool.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's the thing when I when kit makers do something like that is they actually take time to think and okay, yeah, this is important. It's minimal to a lot of people, but this is actually important for the club.
Yeah. No one's ever going to really notice that unless they buy the jersey. But
yeah, unless you're a fan. But I just
it's
thought
a cool
it was
little
feature.
Easter egg, yeah.
All right, Colby.
Sweet.
All right, Justin. Is there a La Liga jersey that has a collaboration that is your favorite?
Oh, that's a better question.
Does it have to specifically be are we just talking about the jersey plus the sponsor?
Yeah, jersey plus sponsor.
Oh man. Ooh. What are some
There's
of
been a lot of really
favorite
good
La
Real
Liga
ones
jerseys
that you like.
Oh,
I have one. If you don't pick this one, I want to say
Damn, man, there's so many good ones. Actually, okay, one jersey, even though I do love Madrid, one jersey that I think is kind of underrated for Barcelona, because I'm going to go specifically Barcelona, is their 2012-2013 kit. So this is right before Neymar showed up, but this is the one where it's like dark blue and kind of fades into like the red stripe down the center. I don't know why I love this jersey, but I just always remember this kit, especially with Gerard Piqué wearing the long sleeves. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is one of my top dogs.
Yeah, dude, I like this jersey as well.
Yeah,
I feel like it's weird that's that old. Like I feel like this one was more modern. Like I
like 12 years
2012.
Ago.
Right, dude. Like I would have thought this was 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That is nuts. Dude, speaking of Barcelona, like because there was no Premier League on this weekend, there was FA Cup, but like I was on the ESPN app, and Barcelona playing like Girona or something, and like Girona could not get the ball like out of their goal box, out of their final third.
Wow.
And I was like, this is, and like they just kept trying to boot it out, and Barcelona would just like ping, 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 almost score, ping, 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 almost score. And I was like, is this what La Liga is? Is this? I need to watch more of it, but damn, dude,
they're pretty cracked this year. I'm not gonna lie, they are pretty cracked.
Yeah.
Matt, did you want to say your jersey?
Oh yeah. Big shout out to the 04 Atletico Madrid Spider-Man kit.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
The home or the away?
Oh yes.
I mean,
the away, I think, is
home's
my
a classic,
favorite.
but the away is sick because it like stops like almost how Spider-Man's like design is.
It does the web. Yeah.
Yeah, it does the web. Yeah, that one's cool. Apparently, for this, they did multiple like movies.
Yeah.
So like throughout their season, they just had multiple movies kind of promoted as a sponsor, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, they did this one, and like Barcelona's doing with the albums. There's been a couple of random people that do random partnerships, like because I think their sponsor was Sony specifically.
I think they were, yeah.
So it was all Sony movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Great shout, guys. Great shout. Yeah, the Spider-Man's the one everybody remembers, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good shouts. Good shouts. All right, cool. Well, let's get into this. Colby, you're the man of the hour. You're the topic host. So, what do you want to talk about today, man?
Let's talk about the pickups that Matt and I got.
Go for
over this past weekend. I got some, if you follow me on Instagram, some MORELIA 2s. I love this colorway. It's like the white green. I have an apology to make to MORELIA 2s specifically because I had a pair maybe a couple years ago in like that McDonald's color. It was like white with the red and yellow. And I had those at the same time that I had my Montebellunas. And I remember going out to play in the MORELIA 2s. I never played them before. And I was like, dude, these are so like old school. Like I can't play in these. Like I played them for like maybe 10 minutes in pickup, and I was like, I can't do this. And I went back to my Montebellunas, and I hadn't thought about them really since then. Only that like, dude, that's a boot that everybody loves. I've tried them. I guess they just don't work for me. Went back out today with like the expectation of like knowing like, hey, this is like, I wouldn't even say like a modern classic. It's definitely like as light as like more modern day boots. But just knowing that like what the ride was going to feel like essentially. And it was great. And I played like the entire like 2.5 hours that we were out there. No complaints, no hot spots, no nothing. Like it was awesome. Like they feel like the comfiest pair of slippers with studs on. Like it's awesome. I mean, like obviously like there's no like aggressive traction or anything. Like it's very old school sole plate like Matt and I have talked about on here. But yeah, dude, like it was nice. And I also got the Teimgeist spreads.
Woo!
And I gave these a go on Friday. Really, really liked them. I wish you guys had told me how awesome Predators were on this podcast.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's quality, man. Like, of all the Adidas boots that I've tried, like this tongue is like insane. Like it's insane quality. And the like the suede on like the bottoms of the tongue coming through. Because I had the Beckham kind, and that was all leather. So I haven't experienced this quite yet. Mm-hmm. And when you strike the ball in these, which I'm assuming like that's the whole point of the product, right? Is that you feel like David Beckham when you're shooting in these. And like my shot just felt awesome. Like this is it's so nice. I
just want to say before you go on, I do find it a bit ironic that when we saw the Teimgeist leaks, you're like, that tongue looks stupid. That tongue looks cheap. And now you got it. You're like, this is my favorite part of the
Bro,
boots.
I think that's because those were fakes. Because they had like a fake tongue model, a fake
they were
laceless,
fakes,
and a fake, and a fake.
But it's still funny.
non-FT.
Just that was the thing you noticed, and that's the part that you're like, hey, this is actually pretty nice.
It is still funny, and then there's this ongoing debate of like multiple people have said like, do you think that this model would look better with an all gold tongue? Probably. I mean, this looks pretty good too. Like I love the gold accents for the 3 stripes up here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I did not play in these in pickup today because one of my good friends also got a pair of these, and I was not going to show up looking like a couple of douchebags like wearing $300 Predators. So I let him have his moment. I let him go first, and then I will gradually probably go out and put them on. But we definitely. I got called out today on all the boot changes I make. Like people, for some reason, this is like the most nonchalant fucking boot to wear. And people were like, dude, how do you get so many boots? I'm like, y'all call me out when y'all notice me wearing like Mizuno's, like Mizuno Morelia 2s. Like,
it's the green. The green sticks out like that.
Yeah, I love this green, by the way. It reminds me of like the old school Tiempos that kind of had this green. Most recently, there was a Legend 8 that had this colorway that I had, and I love it.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Nice.
All right, so some thoughts I want to ask you. Now I know the 24 and the 25 are different, okay? But you have the regular tongue 24, you have the FT 25. You wish you would have gotten the tongue on the 24.
Probably. Is the tongue the same? Because I didn't even know. Is it about the same as this?
It's close, but it's different.
Yeah, I would say it's relatively close. If anything, I think it's more padded.
Yes. This tongue is more padded? Yeah. I mean, you can feel it, like, through here.
Yeah, especially when you take a touch. Like, you could actually feel the extra padding from the tongue.
I think it would have been cool to have the tongue on the 24, but what I came to realize from the 24 is it just didn't fit my foot.
Stiff.
So, yeah, it's too stiff. Like, I can already tell, just having this on for the little bit of time I did, that it's gonna accommodate my foot a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely will go FT from here on out, though.
Okay, cool. Now, do you think that the tongue has changed the fit of the boot overall compared to the regular tongue? Like, do you notice that? I don't want to say sloppier because that sounds like a negative, but kind of looser.
Yeah, it does. It does pull away from like the front part of my ankle a little bit.
Yeah,
like, I don't necessarily. It doesn't feel like less lockdown, but I almost don't like the way it looks when I look down on my feet. I'm like, that should be covered up. Like,
yeah,
I don't like that little bit of dead space there.
Do you wear your tongue Beck's way or like Zidane way? Like, where are you wearing your tongue at?
Is this the Beck's way right here behind these two front
That's
studs?
Yeah.
Okay, Beck's way.
Okay,
for sure.
Attaboy.
Now, I know you're not taking a lace out, right? You're not going.
Oh,
I know.
No.
My
Yes.
next question.
No, bro.
Yes.
This
Did
guy.
you even just try it? Like, did you even just
Don't
lace
try
it
it.
and see what it
Don't
feels
do
like?
it.
Just
Look.
see what it feels like, man.
Justin's been talking to me about his 2 busted groins, bilateral, and I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, like, use all your laces, bro. Increase that lockdown. Maybe you'll save yourself a little bit.
But here's the question that you really need to ask yourself: when have I been wrong about anything else so far? Your silence is deafening.
Oh,
See? I know ball, bro. Just trust me. Take that lace out. Just try it. Just walk around in the house a little bit. Just try it. See what it feels like. You know?
See how it feels.
You don't have to
It's
commit.
not worth it.
Just try it out. Test it out. You
falls
hush.
off.
You're 12. You don't even know. You weren't even around. All right, Matt. What did you get this week?
Oh, this week
Or last week, whatever you want to say.
Last week, this week, I don't know. And it's another boot that came across the world that I got in like 3 days. Sorry, Colbs. I know that's a sore subject, but Mr. Andrew Lockhart helped me get a pair of DS Lite X Fly Pro 3s, which have been the talk of the industry recently because it's synthetic, but it is probably the softest, most leather-like synthetic that has been produced yet. And quite honestly, they're fantastic. They're so light. I knew they were lightweight, but I didn't expect them to be as light as these are when I first come out of the box. The fit and feel, oddly enough, actually feels like very similar to the Morelia 2s, or for me, the M8s. It has that like accommodating feel to it, but it also like wraps your foot kind of just like a glove. It's like super nice. But you can tell it has a much more aggressive sole plate, and not like a super flimsy sole plate. And you definitely get more like give and bite and more performance aspect out of this sole plate in comparison. But it is by far probably the most comfortable boot I have worn, minus those M8s.
Wow,
Nice.
that is
Yeah.
some high praise.
Hold them up again, Matt. It almost looks like the toe. Yeah, like that toe curves up a little bit.
It is slightly raised up.
Yeah,
When
just
you
like
play, you don't notice it as much, but
yeah. Does it keep you on your toes? Kind of like the F50 Plus.
kind of. It's definitely more natural of a feel. Like they had the same thing happen with my X-Fly 4s. They had the same kind of like curve up, and like after you wear them in more, it's like not as pronounced, but it does kind of give you just that little bit of extra like roll to your step.
Yeah. Is there any like extra help? Like, do they have Carvo or anything underneath the insert?
No Carvo, but it's relatively snappy.
Okay.
Um, yeah, actually, maybe I should check. I honestly have no idea.
Did you go true to size or half a size down?
I went half a size down, and that turned out to be absolutely perfect.
Okay. Now, a
Yeah.
question I have for you, because I was talking to Footloose the other day, and he was saying that with some of the Asics boots, that because of that toe lift, like the material cuts down pretty hard. So he said he always feels like he has kind of some rubbing on the top of his toes. Do you feel like you're getting that sensation as well, or do you think that you haven't run into that maybe yet or at all?
I did initially get that on my X-Fly 4s. Yeah.
Okay.
On these, they have just more volume in the toe box
Okay.
than previous Asics. Like I got this in a half size down, and I expected them to be pretty snug, to be honest, because that's how my 4s fit. But I put these on, and they literally fit me absolutely perfect. Like this lengthwise is what I wish the Alpha was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you haven't had like much time in them, but like with natural, obviously kangaroo leather, like that's going to stretch like a little bit more to kind of give your foot that
That's
like love. Like,
synthetic.
no, I know. I'm just saying,
Oh,
like
okay.
this is how I'm
let
going
him
into my
finish.
question. Yeah, let me finish, bro. With the silky wrap material, do
Yeah.
you feel like that's going to is it already starting to kind of mimic like a natural leather boot in terms of like the stretch?
Slightly. I wouldn't say it feels like it's like stretching. If anything, it feels like it's just like breaking into my foot. But for a synthetic boot, like so fast. Like I wore them for practice Thursday for the first time, and like right away, like it took a little bit to get used to just like a new boot at first, but like after like a few, like maybe 15 minutes, I was like feeling it with them. The touch is so nice. It's also like, even though the toe box looks different than like the rest of the boot, it's like a super uniform touch, which is really nice. It just feels like wherever you tap the ball, you know how like what to expect. But even after when I took them off after my game today, they were like significantly softer than when I first got them, to the point where I was like, how in the world is this not leather?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Black magic.
I would. Yeah, it's unreal, honestly, how nice these are. Yeah.
Is it like a like if you had to describe kind of like, you know how like there's obviously like different leathers, right? Like there's like this is like a super padded feel.
Yeah.
Like when I was playing today, it felt like it was something I had to get used to. And then you have like obviously like more thinner leathers like with the Neo, or like some of like the later Tiempo models. Is it more of like a thinner touch? Is it padded? Like, are you gonna get protection from these?
You definitely feel it's weird. It's like right in between like a thin leather sensation and like the Morelias, I would say. It's definitely thinner than that, but you still get like a slightly padded sensation. I'm trying to think of a boot that it reminds me of. But it's
Sounds-
I would say like a
go ahead.
modern Tiempo.
I would say it sounds like a
honestly.
Legend 7.
Yeah.
Like just enough oomph.
I think a Legend 7 is a good shout. Yeah.
Okay. Now, any negatives. So you basically barely got to wear them. Like you kind of wore them for a practice and then you jumped into a game. Like sometimes, it's like we feel good, but then as soon as you wear them in a game, you're like, oh, I felt rubbing here or this kind of bothered me. Like as you wore them in, I know that they're breaking in perfectly, but like, did you feel any issue where you're like, oh, I don't like this, or like now I've had a little bit more time, I don't like that?
I mean, yeah, you're right. I've only had 4 hours in them, to be honest. The only thing I have noticed is just at the very top of the Achilles. This is a relatively deep heel, so it's relatively higher than most other boots I have.
Okay.
I did get like the slightest bit of rubbing at the very top on my Achilles, but it wasn't enough that I had to take the boots off. It wasn't enough where it gave me a blister. And to be honest, today I actually just used this second lace hole instead of the main one. And I think that kind of just solved that problem. I think the first time I wore them in practice, I didn't have them as tight as I could. I was just like trying to get a feel for them. And I think that may have been just causing just a slight bit of movement at the top of the heel there. I don't think my heel like lockdown was affected, but just the way that the upper moves with your foot. So I think once I break that in a little bit more, it should go away. I don't think it's going to be an issue moving forward, but I did feel that initially. So
okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I think it's important just to acknowledge those little things, because I don't ever want to set people up and be like, oh, this is the perfect boot. Somebody's like, oh, I have this. Mine must be broken.
Yeah. Now it's still relatively it's wider than most Asics I've tried, but it's still definitely not like a wide boot. So if you have a super wide foot, I think it's going to accommodate for you, but it might not be exactly kind of what everyone else is saying. So that would be something I would keep in mind.
Okay. I like what I'm hearing. Now, I need to address the elephant in the room. Okay. For a couple weeks, we were on Alpha Watch, and you two were beyond gassed about the Alpha 2, and it might be the greatest boot that you've ever worn, and there was nothing wrong. And then recently, one of you sold said Alphas, and the other one has Alphas listed on eBay. So I want to know, guys, what happened? What happened?
I can tell you exactly what happened. I've talked to a few people that have also gotten the Alpha this past week about this, and to be honest, I've heard essentially the same thing that Colby and I have gone through with most reactions. Is I've deemed the Alpha 2 is still a fantastic boot. It's just not my fantastic boot, if that makes sense. Like it's just not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not huge on like thin synthetics usually. And just the way the Alpha feels, I was talking to Colby when you hopped off for a sec. It's just, if it was a softer upper, I think I would have a significantly better experience with it. But the fact that it's kind of just more stiff, more rigid, I mean, that obviously then leads to it being the most responsive boot I think I've ever tried. It's just, for my preference, just a little bit too much. And I think that's the main reason. And then the sizing was just the icing on the cake. I think I could have got away with just keeping it and using it when I wanted to and when I felt like it.
Okay.
But then the fact that like every time I wore them, my toes got sore, I was just like, I can't keep doing this to myself.
Okay. Now, Colby, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man. It's hard to explain, but if I were to give you a list, Justin, and I were to say like, hey, what are like some really important objective things that you'd like in your boot? You say like, oh, well, like for me, like I want lockdown, zero glide technology, super intriguing. Like I want to keep my foot like completely like just essentially like the most lockdown I could have. Carvo plate, awesome. Like great sole plate I can use on AG and FG, awesome. And so it seemed like pretty much every box was checked. And I wore them for pickup. I wore them on turf for like some like small sided games, and it seemed great. But after a while, I was kind of running the same issues that Matt was running into, where I was like, man, my toes are starting to hurt. Like the fit's fine, but it's almost like that top part kept like rubbing on. I told you guys like I was having this hot spot. Well, now I've got like a black toenail, and it was just like, is this worth it? Like the boot is performing great, but like, is it the boot for me, or would I rather have something that's just more comfortable in general, even if I'm sacrificing things like lockdown or like having like this awesome Carvo plate where I feel like I'm on my toes. You know what I mean? Like like I almost rubber banded when I went over to these. Just something simple, comfortable. Could play in them for 2.5 hours and have like zero issues with my feet. So that's where I'm at right now.
It kind of sounds like you guys like have like this like great summer fling. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can put it. Like you were both like you were about it, you were passionate, and then you spent a little bit more time with it, and you're both like, oh, I actually don't really like these as much as I thought I did. Like I want it, Colby. Like we've talked about this on previous episodes. There's certain boots that I want to like more than I probably do because I'm just like, I think I can get it. I think I can get the best out of it. And that's what it sounds like for both of you. Like the Alpha, and the boot that kind of comes to my mind is the Legend 8. Okay, for most people, Colby, not for you. But if you look at the Legend 8, like objectively, 99% of that boot is what people wanted. They wanted a bit thinner upper. They wanted a bit more lockdown. They wanted it to hold better. They wanted more aggressive sole plate. So when Nike finally put it out and everybody got it, they're like, I don't really want this anymore. And I think that's kind of what has happened for not just the two of you, but a lot of our friends that we know have the Alpha 2. Like everybody kind of says that same thing. The Alpha boot is the perfect boot, but not the perfect boot for me.
Yeah. And
that's where, like, that's kind of like the unfortunate, the unfortunate way that we're all describing. Like, I still haven't tried it yet. I'm working on getting a pair, but yeah, I just kind of think that this is going to be one of those boots where it's like, we all want to love it, and we understand what it is, and we love what it is, but it just like in practice, it's just like it's not translating for like anyone's feet.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because I think that sometimes the reason you get sold on certain boots is because how is this going to help me in my game? Like, is this going to improve the way I take off? Is this going to improve my shot? Is this going to have like a barefoot feel to where I feel like I've got like the perfect one-to-one connection on the ball? And you can combine all those things, like you said, and it's just funny because at the end of the day, it almost comes down to like what kind of player are you, and do you really need all these things, or do you just think that you need them?
Yeah. That's great. I mean, like I said, it could be a great boot, and then like objectively, it can be a great boot, but it's just not for you, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. Yeah. Well, rip to Alpha Watch, rip to Icon 2 Watch. You guys are 0 for 2 so far. Whoa.
Icon is still great. I wore him today. It's better than the Alpha. Let's be honest.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We still got a long year ahead of us, but I think we can. I just want to hear a final confirmation. Is Alpha 2, for either of you, still boot of the year?
It's not.
Okay. Love it.
Sorry, boys.
Love to hear it. We're back on Team Fred. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, it might be an honorable mention. Just for what it did.
Yeah.
The experience, I think, is one of those things that if you can get one, and even if you can get just the elite model, I think it's something that you should try to experience.
Yeah.
Because it's different than any other boot I've ever tried.
I agree. Okay. And I think with the updates that were made to this, and with the very, very minor like differences between the elite and the made in Japan, if you are curious, like try the elite first. It's really not that big of a difference, and I think for that price point, you actually might get a much better experience just because you might just enjoy it more for like what you paid.
There we go. Love to hear it. It's like a movie. You watch it one time and you loved it, but you're like, I have no intentions to ever watch that again. So, all right, Alpha, it was fun. You're sent off the island. All right, so before we move on to some of the last bits that we're going to talk about today, I want to talk about this Adidas Pure Stellar. What is it? What is this pack called?
Celestial Victory, yeah.
Celestial Victory?
Yeah.
What a horrible name. Okay, a horrible name to go with a horrible pack. All right, so I saw the Preds on Jude, mainly. I saw, I don't remember who was wearing. Was it Tamori was wearing the Copas?
Yeah,
we mentioned it last Copas. And then has anybody worn the F50s? Mark.
Well,
that's the person I know.
Technically, Messi. Technically, Messi has.
Oh, Messi has? Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm not going to talk about
it's
him.
just It's just his like own specific boot with the color on it. You know.
Okay.
You know what the
So
worst
now that-
part of the Celestial? Sorry,
No,
Justin,
go ahead.
on.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say the worst part about it is that we saw Jude in these for England for like 5 seconds, and
I
now
know.
he's
Yeah.
back in like this shitty pack, and you're like, dude, come on, like give us the more Teimgeist.
I think the thing that pissed me off too the most is like they couldn't even give the team guys like 2 weeks in the spotlight.
Right.
Like I remember the first leaked picture of like Jude wearing the Teimgeist. We immediately got a leaked picture of someone wearing this Celestial Victory pred. I'm like, what the like? Give like at least a week or two to breathe before.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
But you know, he did that with the Rotero too. He wore the
That's
Rotero
true.
for like
With
a week
England.
with England, and then it was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So, okay, but anyway, so I want to ask you guys genuinely, who is this pack for? Because Adidas struck out with the what's the ugly pack that had the names written all over it? I already forgot its name. We just saw it.
Oh, yeah.
the
Mystic Victory.
Mystic Victory.
Mystic.
Yeah.
Jesus.
something.
Okay, so we got the Mystic Victory, the Celestial Victory. Back-to-back duds. We're going to call them swing and misses, okay? Who are Adidas making these for? I really want to know. Because they're not coming out in kid sizes, so I don't think they're for kids. They're literally not selling out at all. Like, I don't know who these are made for.
Dude, I will tell you who this is made for. And
Tell
with
me
the
right now.
The Copa Pure 3, they do make it a kid size. And
Okay.
there was a code this weekend, and I did use it to buy my son
Let's
the
go.
Copa Pure 3s because
Nice.
Okay.
he loves that light blue, dude. So like that
Okay.
silver and light blue.
Perfect.
Because honestly, if you remove the Copa from this Celestial pack and put it into like whatever other pack or put it by itself, I really don't think the Copa is that bad of a colorway.
Yeah.
And my son's gonna love it.
I agree.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. The one thing I also found out, there's no AGFT pred in this pack. But there's every other AG model, so that's interesting.
Have we had another AG FT Pred since the red ones?
No, it's supposed to be this pack because this is like the next player pack.
Oh, okay, so it's the inline packs that's supposed to do that.
Yeah, next inline pack,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be this pack, but it has not been released yet.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
If it is coming, yeah,
With this spread,
that
man, I'm
is
telling
interesting.
you, they screwed up by putting yellow and pink in there. I think if they had kept the tongue accents purple and then taken the yellow and made that purple and just made it white purple, I would love this spread.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even if it was white purple with the pink still, I think that would look better. The green just completely throws
Yeah.
it off.
I agree.
Especially it being the full sole plate too. It's like
Yeah, yeah, one color solely. I also find it very, very peculiar that the boot elements are a different color than the tongue elements, which we don't see that often.
Yeah, we've never seen that before.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's purple on
Yeah.
the tongue, right? And then it's green
Yeah.
or yellow green
yellow.
on the.
yeah,
That is weird.
yeah. You know what I mean? Super. Like some of these releases have really like their weird chaotic thing. But yeah, I kind of wanted to finish on that note because we talked about the Teimgeist, and then we talked about these Preds, and I've seen a lot of main players. But one guy that I want to talk about, because I haven't talked to you two about this, but it's been a conversation I've been having all weekend. What do you guys think about this whole Trent, Real Madrid, Liverpool debacle? Because some fans are angry at Liverpool, some fans are angry at Trent. I think kind of I'm going to say outside of the two teams, nobody else gives a shit. Like the neutrals are like, okay, cool, he's going to Madrid, like whatever, who cares either way. So Colby, I guess more so this question is for you, and then Matt, I want to hear your take on this. Like, what do you feel about this whole situation? Like, give me your thoughts, Colby. Unfiltered, just tell me.
I think I'm okay with him going, and I'll tell you why. Because he's won with us Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, and the League Cup. So literally, the guy's won everything for the club, and now he's been like loyal and with us since like in the the first team since like 2018, 2017 as a youngster. So I mean, like the dude is iconic. Like the corner taken quickly. Some of like the crosses, some of the free kicks, like the kid is awesome. You know what I mean? Like he is, and he's from Liverpool. So at this point, and I know they talked about this a little bit on the most recent overlap episode, but players are brands now, especially a player as big as Trent. Like you think about like Jude, you think about Pogba, you think about not as big, but as he was, but like Grealish, Neymar. Like Trent is a brand, and it's like his time at Liverpool is, he's won everything. So it's totally fine for him to go to Madrid and kind of continue that journey while also like doing what's best for himself. Like I have no like ill will towards him. Now, to Liverpool as a club, you probably should have gotten that contract over the line so that we weren't like letting him go on a free. Like that's just stupid from club level, and they've done that with him, with Salah and Van Dijk. They're all like could go on a free if they don't get re-signed, which I think is that's just so much money going out the door. And Trent's the youngest, so you would have gotten the most money for him. But that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, cool. Now, Matt, where do you stand with this whole thing?
I'm kind of on the outside looking in at like I really don't care much. But I will say, I think this has been drawn out now so long that like it's just like not as exciting as that would have been like if it happened like last year right away, right when the rumors started coming out and they paid for him and it was that big. I think that would have been more exciting and more like holy crap, like Trent's going to Liverpool or going to Real Madrid. Now it's just like, oh, I thought that happened already. You know what I mean? Like that was my reaction. It's like, oh, this wasn't on paper like yet. So yeah, I don't know. Like I just have kind of no thoughts other than that.
Okay. No, that's totally fair. Yeah, the kind of thing that I've been seeing a lot of is kind of like one of the guys I love to watch, Rory Jennings. He's a Chelsea fan, but he's saying like Trent is basically like thrown away his legacy at Liverpool because he could be like they keep saying he could be Stevie G. He could be the captain. He's a local lad. He's gone through the ranks and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I get it, okay? But number one, like those kinds of players, they don't exist anymore. Okay,
right.
Let's be honest. There's no Jamie Carragher's, and let's be honest. Even with Stevie G, I think that's a really interesting person to pick because that brother wanted to go to Chelsea. He just got so many death threats that he stayed at Liverpool. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, let's not pretend.
That's exactly what happened.
You know what I mean? And Stevie G still went to LA, and so it's kind of like I'll never fault a player. Like their time is limited. They have so much time to make as much money and as much legacy as they can, right? But also, on the reverse end, I don't understand where we feel the need that players need to be loyal to clubs because clubs are not loyal to players, right? Like, let's say, for example, Trent blew out his ACL. You think Liverpool's still going to be like, oh, we're going to give you a 5-year contract, $350,000, and we'll just wait for you to get better. Like, no, they'd be like, oh, sorry, bro. Like, thanks for your service. Shake hands. Let's go. So it's kind of one of those. It's a business. You know what I mean? Like fans are the only people that are loyal, either to players or to clubs. But the situation I always come back to is like, look at De Gea, right? De Gea had a fax machine stop him from going to Real Madrid. He stayed at Manchester United even through all the worst times. He was loyal, and then the moment that we could dump him and he didn't have a great season, we did, and he was left with nothing. And now he's at Fiorentina. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like his loyalty was spit in his face. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, it to me, it's like, are there club legends anymore? I mean, like there are players who have played well for you for a very long time. Like you could say, like Jordan Henderson, most recently, who was included in the England team. I don't know why, but like literally, he was at Liverpool for 10 years. Like. They even made like they're the Redmen TV. If you want to look them up, they're like really big Liverpool guys. But they made like literally Jordan Henderson 10 years of red. They made that, and then like before the next season started, he was out in the Saudi league, and it's like, ooh, like that one almost hurts me more than Trent. It's like, dude, like we offered you a contract that you could have probably stayed. You could have stayed at Liverpool till you were 35, and you chose to go to Saudi for the money. Like clearly, like that's a bigger slap in the face than Trent at like 26 years old going to Real Madrid. Like while he still has like upward potential. And like so, I don't necessarily think that these things exist anymore. And I think all players now know that like I'm just gonna do whatever's best for me and me monetarily. So I don't think we'll see Totti's anymore, Stevie G's anymore, or John Terry's anymore. Like I think that's all in the past.
Yeah. Well, and my thing too is like some people are like, well, he should have signed a contract so he can't go for free, so we could have gotten money for him. But then you look at Grealish. This brother gave Aston Villa 100 mil, and they hate him. Like they absolutely hate him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and he went on to win things, but he got him 100 mil, and the reason they're doing so well now is because they've used that money. You know, kind of like Coutinho and y'all. Same thing. It's reinvested. But again, that's my kind of thing. Is it's just like these guys do their job. They get to a certain point, and again, it's your fault for letting it slip through the cracks. But I don't fault them for wanting to go do other. Like you said, Colby, he's won everything. Like what else? What else?
Exactly.
What
more do you want for him?
What is he? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't. I think that the reaction's overblown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also think the whole Salah Van Dijk on top of that is making it worse.
Right. Yeah, they need to hurry up and offer Salah a contract.
Yeah. If it was just Trent right now, I don't think people would be up in arms. Mm-hmm. We'll say that. So, all right, well, that is it for me. I just wanted to ask you guys about that. You guys got anything you want to add before we get out of here? And now, before we get out of here, I got one question for you both. Okay? One question. If a cheetah is the fastest land animal, then why do we measure everything in horsepower?
I think because we didn't ride cheetahs or have cheetahs pull our wagons back in the day.
Times change, though, Colby. Times change. Matt, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Burns Boots on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Colby?
You can find me at Kicking with Kolbs on Instagram and on YouTube.
You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find us at Bootcast Pod on Instagram. And go in the comments. Let us know. What do you think about this whole Trent debacle? Should Colby get rid of one of those lace holes? Let us know. Let him know. He's a man of the people. And as always, while you're down there, hit like, hit comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, do all that shit that you have to do. And while you're down there, if you've liked what you've seen and you want to see more, click down here to see more. Peace.
Thanks, guys.